I've read some stuff where people call you out, like kind of being a inspiration.
Yeah, and a rebel. I get called out by being a rebel too a lot. You know what I'm saying?
That's almost better than being an inspiration.
Yo, man, like, yo.
This episode of the Fabricator Podcast is brought to you by Miller Electric. Welders make their impact one weld at a time, leaving a piece of themselves in every finished project. Miller supports and fuels their passions with machines, technology, and safety equipment to meet the ever-evolving needs of manufacturers, fabricators, construction workers, and artists. Because it's not just about welding, it's about fostering new ideas and inspiring the next generation. Go to millerwelds.com to learn more.
Welcome to the Fabricator Podcast. We're live at SEMA in Las Vegas. We're in the Miller Electric booth. We'd like to thank Miller for hosting us during the show and being our partner in this escapade. I'm joined by Josh Welton.
Hello.
Of Brown Dog Welding. He works with us on the Fabricator.com, the Fabricator and the Welder. And our guest today is Pa'Trice Frazier, the Weldjointed.
The Weldjointed.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's been involved in education and teaching people about welding and kind of spreading the word.
Seems like she does everything.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot there, and it'll be a fun episode. But one of the more recent things she was involved with is as a fabricator in the Ultimate Hot Wheel Challenge. I think I butchered that already.
You know what we're talking about.
Yes, it's a Hot Wheels show where people kind of come in and fabricate cool-looking cars.
Yeah, she's
and
part of that show.
You had a experience with that, or at least Hot Wheels
with
related.
Hot Wheels, yeah. No, a couple of years ago, I got asked to be a judge at the Detroit area. So Hot Wheels does this car show that's become like super popular, and they travel around the country and they host it. The car show is unique because the vehicles are being judged for kind of how well they would look as a Hot Wheel instead of how nice of a build it is.
Right.
And both matter. But it's mostly like what's wild and out there. And
right.
I had a blast because maybe my favorite one did not win, but it was in my top. Like we all had kind of this same top three.
Right.
The uniqueness of the builds there was really incredible, and meeting the people who made those builds and understanding where their mind's at. And like there was now he's a friend of mine, Doug, who he has these two vehicles right now. One is an old Power Wagon, and the other is a 48 Dodge panel van.
Oh wow.
And he puts them on modern Dakota RT chassis and daily drives them.
No kidding.
And they're so rad. And he's a fabricator. He's very got a unique sensibility as far as how fabrication works.
Right.
He's an excellent mechanic. But I met him through that.
Oh, okay.
And then like the person who won, it was like this wild truck, and his wife daily drives it.
That's awesome.
So like just these crazy vehicles. And the selection there was normal stuff there, but like the wacky stuff that was fun. That was a cool show to do.
Is it kind of all over the board in terms of originality?
Yes.
Do some you see it and you're like, oh, that car looks like this, and other ones you're like, I'm not
What
quite
are
sure
they
what
going
that
for?
is.
Yeah, and those are the ones that did not do well. Were the ones that were like, what are they trying to do there? And a lot of times they use being wild for an excuse to do shoddy craftsmanship, and that always, to me, that always looks sloppy.
It's funny, like those older style vehicles they're like shapes you just don't see in like the world around you anymore. It's like it captures a moment in time in design.
Yep, in design, in engineering, that was one golden age, and I think we're in another golden age right now with, people look at all the boring stuff and they're like, see, everything's boring, but they're not looking at the new mid-engine Mustang or the Dodge Demon 170 or these wild, or the supercars, the hypercars we have that are testing the limits of design because now you can have things 3D printed, and it opens up a whole nother level of organic design, because what you find coming out of those is the forms we see in nature. And it's like nature's been doing this way longer than we have, and they're like, hey, you're finally catching up. Like, you don't need...
I'm thinking like even electric cars where, we're putting that inside of a typical, internal combustion frame where you may not necessarily, like, it's going to be exciting moving forward. Yeah.
I think right now there's a thin line between being like futurism and like just being way out there.
Right.
Like with the Cybertruck, I think that now that it's reality, I don't think that it's going to be I don't think it's going to be anything. It's not right. The proportions
Yeah.
are right. It's not really a truck, but it shows what you can do. And I know I've talked to friends in design, and they're super in engineering, and they're super excited what you can do when you can put a motor at each wheel, and you don't have anything in the front. What are they? You're not going to have just trunks up there forever. They're going to come up with unique ways to use that space.
Right. And so so the word frunk will be eliminated from the future.
I don't know if it will be or not. It'll probably always be there, but I got to think people are, and they already are, like they're putting generator systems up there and doing other things.
Yeah.
But you don't need that there anymore. So it opens up like different design windows but a lot of those right now are there for safety reasons. They're there for regulations. They're not there for, but yeah, it'll be interesting as we go through these different energies or, the multi-energy platforms and different types of motivation. It'll be interesting to see how design follows that.
It's funny. Yeah. It's funny how a discussion about Hot Wheels kind of led to that kind of tangent. But you're going to enjoy this episode with Patrice. Stick around and enjoy.
Every job deserves Miller quality. That's why the new Miller-Matic 142 makes professional quality MIG welds easy. Miller's newest portable MIG welder is fast and simple to set up, has a high duty cycle, and can run on generator power. Everything you expect from a Miller MIG welder. Give every job you weld, no matter its size, pro-quality results with the Miller-Matic 142. Learn more at millerwelds.com. Now's a good time to mention that we offer sponsorship opportunities for the podcast. Amy Hudson, Senior Account Executive, is here to give us a quick overview.
Yes, we have 2 sponsorship levels. The first has logo placement, some ad read-ins. The second option that we're really excited about is definitely kind of cool, where you can bring in a customer and kind of tell the problem solution story that way.
Great. So to get all the details, please go to thefabricator.com/advertise, or you can contact your sales rep directly. And now back to the episode.
We're here at SEMA in the Miller Electric booth. Thanks for Miller Electric for hosting us.
For sure.
I'm joined by Josh Weldon. You might know him from the Fabricator.com extra. The Fabricator and the Welder magazines. And today's guest is Patrice Frazier.
Let's go. Woo!
Yeah, bring in the energy. Let's do this.
And you can you describe your it's the jointed weld.
Weldjointed, my company.
Man, I knew I was gonna screw that up. Sorry about that. Tell us about that.
Don't worry, he screws up everything.
Yeah, me too. But that's why we're all here together.
That's
right.
We have a common, ground here.
Professionals here to bail me out.
Absolutely. Weldjointed started because I wanted to get people into welding, and I didn't have I had like a hood way of doing it, like, yo, come in my backyard, let me teach you how to weld, and it was like, man, I gotta kind of make this legit, you know what I'm saying? And so that's where Weldjointed came, because I needed to connect with other welders, getting as many welders in America with the 400,000 that we need.
Right.
I was like, hey, I need to start a company. I'm a little bit, more effective outside of the shop right now with getting more people in. So that's how Weldjointed came about.
And your welding background, can you kind of describe to us how you got involved with it?
Super dope. I mean, resume to resume or a project, weld to weld. My background is super dope because I quit a lot of jobs. So I've been on a lot of sites. I'm one of those people that be like, if it ain't right, I'm gone. Or I'm always looking for the better job. So, I started out welding in 2009. It's 2023. That makes me sound really kind of old now. You know what I'm saying?
I started welding in 2001, and I'm like, dang it, I'm old.
Yeah. It's super dope. But, man, I started out. Went to school for it, I went down south and traveled Texas, Mercedes Benz Stadium in Atlanta. I did the Spanx building there, went up to Tennessee. So I just was like a rolling stone with welding, with picking up jobs, and wanted to learn TIG, and I wanted to learn, it's like industrial. Then I got into like cars, so I wanted to kind of see exactly what. So
you're well-rounded.
So once I kind of collected all that from like the forest, I kind of like came back with the lions, skin on my, back to the north.
You're one of the wolves.
Yeah. So and that's how I made it public. So I went
Right.
public with my company and helping what I've been doing for years, maybe like 2020.
Okay.
So now this is like, everybody catching up to kind of, the hustle and grind that I'm usually,
Getting that message out there.
Yeah, like on the street, street value. I'm a person-to-person type of person, not
Right.
really like an email girl or.
Is that message kind of getting across to the people you kind of working with?
Yeah,
Do they see the same opportunities you did at a younger age?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they have more opportunities with shows like this and podcasts like this. It kind of give them a broader range.
Right.
Like where we started, we had like the old dude in the shop with his kids running around. That was our videos. Now they can see us, and they can also go to videos and learn how to do it. So I think how they're coming I think it's going to be a whole different wave of welders. I think this is like opening up the Pandora's box.
I completely underestimated the effect that YouTube would have on the trades. And I was really, because I was traditionally trained, like went to school for it and everything. So I thought that my narrow mind was like, that's how you should really learn. But the next generation is took to learning, almost vicariously through film.
Right.
And it's incredible how they've done it. Like,
Right,
it totally blows me away.
Yeah, and they can listen underneath their helmets, like I said, to these podcasts and get interested in it. Really quick flair, really quick short, video on YouTube can excite, the younger generation to go 100%.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they with it, so so that's what I'm here for, is to grab them. The average welder is 55. I'm trying to get the average number down to 25, by the time I get 85 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need the new eye, the new vision. So yeah. I'm with it. So yeah.
So you were involved with the Hot Wheels show.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that, because that talk about profile. I mean, that's a real
Everyone
big
loves
deal.
Hot Wheels.
Yo, I do. I actually got some Hot Wheels for you guys. So you know what I'm saying? The Hot Wheels show was a great, opportunity. For sure, going over to England and seeing the, backsides to shows, like the production and all the cameras and the excellence. So I thought it was dope. I thought it was a great opportunity. They reached out to me. They was like, "Hey, we just want a badass welder," and I was like, "Cool." And
the resume actually says
and that's what the whole contract was. Like, we want a badass welder in bold letters, and just like a Hot Wheels, like a kid, straight up, we want a badass welder come to Europe, and that was it.
Awesome.
So I went there. I was working a lot, so I didn't spend a lot of time there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was worth it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so,
Sounds like an incredible experience.
Yeah. Being around true geniuses, with my coworkers and also the people behind the camera, the actual welders that was there. Shout out to all the UK welders for sure.
Right on.
You know what I'm saying? They were gorgeous men over there too, just to let y'all know.
Good to know.
Yeah, that was gorgeous. So that was just just a different industry, little peep into another industry, and I'm not like a show girl, I'm like a show gal. So, I'm only there for, a good time and not a long time. So yeah, that was it, one contract down, and now I have a little bit more to pass on in my teaching in my seminar. I can give them a little bit of Hot Wheels and keep them awake for about 45 minutes talking about
you
welding.
know who you're dealing with, right?
So that was dope. Yeah, shout out to Hot Wheels for sure.
Yeah.
And Barbie, Mattel, all that.
That's
Shut
awesome.
up.
Right on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and Miller, for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Get them
So,
all in.
yeah. So yeah,
So
Barbie,
did you
Hot Wheels, and Miller. I love it.
man,
That's quite the combination. I
that's a
didn't think we'd
great
hear
lineup.
together today.
Yeah.
So,
Great lineup.
as you were starting out as a welder, did you think you would be on this path in terms of opportunities and exposure? Because I think that's one of the things with young people is not realizing
want the
you're not
clout,
gonna have your head buried in a in a weld cloud all day.
Yeah. I mean, I think I knew I was doing something extraordinary, but honestly, I just was making money.
Yeah.
I was making money, and I love to weld, so I was challenging myself with every job I had, every contract.
Okay.
So once I kind of stopped and slowed down after 10 years, then I realized that, hey, yo, I'm making history over this thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm making history. Yeah. So after that, I started researching more on female welders, straight up.
Right.
I dug into that, and once I dug into who I was, and I was a real a dragon, a baby dragon out here. It was on from there, and that's when I went public. When I found out really about myself and got into the welding. What's out there?
You're in a unique position with unique history, and that translates to getting people excited about, because you've seen they might come in and they might only do one of those things that you did, but that thing that you did got them excited.
Yo, absolutely.
And you
absolutely.
having I don't know, I think that's really, I've always thought that would be cool, is just to travel the country, is like just pick up welding jobs in whatever industry's hiring for a month or 2 months.
Sleeping in the car, sleeping at cheap hotels.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know, long nights, you know, early mornings. Yeah, absolutely. Meeting hundreds of people, you know, so, you know.
You miss those
I
days at all?
I'm still on those days. I'm here with you guys, ain't I? Like, we're here, you know. Like,
Hard going.
we're not in my living room right now. So, yeah, I'm
Right,
still
right.
on it, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But I think it's just more so of not, if it's giving away the secrets now. Now it's like I'm giving away my craft, where before I was, you know, trying to, like, earn my spot in the welding
Yeah, yeah.
game.
Right.
Now that spot is kind of like, you know, now I need more people to have more spots. So I'm like becoming a stage builder now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, where I used to party on the stage, now I'm just, you know,
Right.
building the stage for people.
puppet.
Yeah, and
Pulling
let
the
them,
strings and
yeah,
then
and
letting
let them, you know, tear it up on it. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's what I do. Getting the
Excellent.
world out. Yeah, getting the.
Are you seeing
world
kind of fruit of your labor in terms of like younger people actually getting involved
Oh yeah,
and kind of
absolutely.
making a life for
I
themselves?
mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, their parents. Shout out to the big brothers and the mothers out there and the fathers out there, and you know, the big sisters and the big brothers that see welding and reach out to me and, you know, try to get, you know, their loved ones into a craft. So absolutely, it's always lit. DMs stay lit. You know what I'm saying? With good, you know, people trying to get into it. So yeah, and they see me like this, so
Right.
they don't know what I do. You know, they
Yeah.
have no
And it
clue.
opens their eyes up to what's possible, because welders always been pigeonholed into this one, you know,
Right.
basic, like you go to Fab Tech and it's, oh, there's another 40-year-old white guy with a beard
yeah,
and a
it's
hat.
whole bunch of them. They're
And
dope,
now-
though.
No hat.
They're dope. Yeah, they're dope. Shout out to all the 40-year-olds out here.
Yeah, that's one of the things
Shout
that-
out for 40-year-olds,
Shout out to the
80-year-olds.
40-year-olds.
There's nothing wrong with
Definitely if
with
you're
that.
a guy,
We
shot
need those.
you out at
we need-
SEMA, you know?
We need them too, but
Yeah.
it's,
Love y'all,
it's
for
cool
real.
the last 10 years. You've really seen the industry open up to become more diverse, and it has a
Right.
ways to go.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the things are starting to move towards that
yeah,
direction.
yeah. I mean, we need help. Let's
Right.
just really keep it 1,000. Thou wow, what they would say. We need help. America need help. Our infrastructure need help. You know, so it's a little bit deeper than division right now. It's really about
Absolutely.
safety and keeping us safe. You know, and our kids safe and our nieces safe right now. So we need the welders. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we need y'all. You know,
It's like
so,
a higher calling almost.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, it's like a society within a society. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like we're like, you know, dope society to be in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be in a trade, come over here. You feel me? You can't sing, come over here. You feel me? You blew your knee out, come on over here. You know what I'm saying? We
Even
need
if
you
you can
guys.
sing, there's a dude, is it Dante Terrell, who down in Florida, and he's a rapper.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
A welder,
travels.
I listen to him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I listen
good.
to him.
I
Yeah,
think
he's dope.
Yeah.
Couple bars, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him though, for
Yeah.
sure. Like,
And I've read some stuff where people call you out, like kind of being a inspiration.
yeah, and a rebel. I get called out by being a rebel too a lot. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
almost better than being an inspiration.
Yo, man, like, yo, it definitely equals out. So yeah, yo, yeah, because I'm in tune. You know what I mean? I might not be like, you know, I might not do too many interviews, but like I'm definitely behind the stage. I'm definitely in their DMs. I'm definitely pulling up to their homes. We're definitely brainstorming off of the camera. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of connected like that. More of a
You're
street
100%
girl.
in that game.
Yeah,
that's
or
your
like
life.
connection. Yeah. I'm better in person than I am through a text message or a Zoom call.
Is that a
Yeah.
majority of your time now being spent kind of doing that outreach?
Yo, yeah. It's shit, yeah. It's dope. It's dope. Just
There's
it's
something about
super dope.
seeing that spark, that first
And I still work a 9 to 5. So shout out to all the 9 to 5ers out there that's
100%.
listening to this. Grind, baby, grind. You feel
Yeah.
me? 9 to mine. That's what I call it. I do 9 hours, then I go to my hours. You feel
Oh,
me?
wow.
So 9 to mine. Don't take. Well, you could take it. It's off the top. So go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I work too
Bars.
many 712s, and I
Yeah.
don't want to do that. So
Right.
I got to change
Shout
that
out
up.
to the 40-year-olds one
Shout-
more time.
Shout out
Shout out
to
to
the
the-
40-year-olds. We
Yeah.
love you guys.
84-hour work weeks, 120-hour work weeks.
Real.
It's all good.
From the Philly area.
Yeah, yo, shout out to Philly. You know, Philly made me historic.
Yeah.
Philly is gonna put me on stamps when I get older. Like I'm gonna be an old lady on stamps. That's gonna be me, the old black girl on the stamps and shit.
That's awesome.
But yeah, yo, Philly made me historic, becoming the first black instructor, female welding instructor, on the East Coast at that time. It was crazy. So they gave me the opportunity to teach there and bring my flavor there. And being at the Seaport Museum, shout out to the Seaport Museum, and winning their award. So it made me an award-winning welder. So if you're ever in Philly, go to the Seaport Museum. It's beautiful. It's right on the Delaware River, in between, Ben Franklin, Walt Whitman Bridge, get you something to eat. But yeah, I'm active, man. You know what I mean?
I think that's kind of always interesting to me that your work is on display for everybody.
Yeah,
it is, and especially something like that, and you take pride in it. And you're kind of driving people to go to the seaport.
Absolutely, go see the future. I can show you what you can do. Like and a lot of hats that I wear, so a lot of people come to me with me being, who I am, and what they see. So, like, I draw a lot of people.
This is like a wide range of experiences that anybody can relate to, no matter where they're at in their life.
Yeah. I mean, just super dope connecting with folks. How about that? It's really dope. That's why I'm here with y'all guys.
Yeah.
So
we're
what's
glad you're
the
here.
Philly manufacturing scene like? Are there opportunities in the area? Like what type of industry segments are we talking about for somebody who maybe has that welding training? They're looking for a gig.
Man, I would say always go to the water, baby. Always go to the Navy shipyard. Get some strict. Like if you just starting off, I think everybody should go to the shipyard with the old heads that's smoking cigarettes underneath their welding helmets. You gotta be there with it. So I would say
a whiskey on your breath.
Real deal, right?
Yeah, go to the water, go to the closest water where they're building ships and giving you just a different feel and how strict they run their shifts.
Yep.
It gives you discipline. So I would say that's the biggest money right now would be NASA and they're in NASA and Rhode Island. They have a lot of submarine work going on. If you just keep up with the the trades and the new bills, politics, when stuff drop, that kind of drop on us. Definitely we're going entering certain wars. I ain't want to say it, but it's gonna be a lot of welding and war. Let's talk about it.
I work for General Dynamics Land Systems.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I would look into that. That's what I would do if I was just starting off.
There's real
2
opportunity.
years in, 3 years in.
I mean, they've been on a hiring.
Go to the water, baby.
Trying to find people for submarine builds in Groton. General Electric. They've been throwing ads everywhere trying to find people to come build subs. That'd be.
There's
how cool is
Connecticut,
that?
Rhode Island.
There's a good gig.
Shout out to all of them. Boston, they building up there. Shout out to all the shipbuilders up there. Everybody I met up there while I was working up there, man. Y'all are super dope. Let's go. Shout out to y'all, everybody that weld in Rhode Island.
That's a big deal. Like the giving credit where credit's due. Like it makes people feel part of the community. Like because so many times they get overlooked. Like it's like, oh yeah, they're just over there doing their thing, but you've been in it with them. You know what they're going
and
through.
I shout them out all the time. Yeah, I'm proud to see other welders. I'm proud to see other trades. But when it comes to that that spark and
100%.
Y'all working side to side laying down these bees, and we got hundreds of feet to do in the ship. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's like ball. It's just like ball. It's just like, anything that you play, you have to trust in your neighbor to do the right thing because you can catch on fire.
Like teamwork when you're working in an environment like that.
Yeah, because you could. Yeah, so I love it. Shout out to all the welders straight up.
So what are you hoping to see here at SEMA? Like what draws you
some
here?
Dope shit, That's really it.
It's everywhere.
That's the only thing. I'm just trying to see some dope shit. That's it.
Inspiration around every corner.
Yeah. I'm here for the art, and it's all artwork and ideas coming to life, and I definitely appreciate all of their ideas and the robots to the. I mean, it's live over here. It's
a lot of stuff going on.
It's it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
That's awesome.
Here,
I
drive you around.
have one question. We're up against the clock.
Okay.
Who's your favorite Sixers?
Yeah, of course.
I
AI.
guess it'd be Sixer.
The answer.
Yeah. My favorite Sixer would probably be Dr. J.
Can't
If
beat
we
that.
really
Old
wanna,
school.
you really wanna go there. Like the tuck and roll. That's
There you go.
classic.
Iconic.
Shout out to Andrew Tony.
Yeah, come
Red-
on, man.
Louisiana Lafayette grad.
Ooh, Ooh,
That's my guy.
Smart
There
guy.
you
Come on now.
the unknown man on that Sixers team.
The ghost man on that Sixers team. I love it, but yeah, I love it. Yeah, I like ball. I like dance. You know, I like anything
You were a
with
ballerina,
balance.
right?
But yeah, I was a ballerina for almost 12. Jesus Christ, I was a ballerina, y'all.
I feel like now we're up against the clock, and I'm like going into this whole nother part of your life.
I was a ball player. Yeah, I tore, ligaments, broke toes being a ballerina.
Oh,
like
wow.
it's
That's
serious.
a brutal.
Yeah.
You got beat
so
up more doing dance than
I-
doing sports?
Absolutely,
Wow.
absolutely. So that's why my hands are so sharp with welding. I got patience. I got rhythm. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm the best at it. Become a ballerina, then become a welder.
Well,
you know
I've
what I'm
often
saying?
heard like
Well,
sometimes
Herschel
women-
Walker
Yeah.
did ballerina to help his balance when he was on the field. But
Exactly.
he got
It's a
into
dance, just like welding. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's
Rhythm.
a beat. Yeah,
Do
man.
you think sometimes females have a advantage? Just
Absolutely.
Because, yeah. In
Definitely
general.
with-
So I didn't finish the question. Just in general, I got what you're saying.
Absolutely, just off the rip, you're like absolutely. But no, I think females do great at TIG. I think
Yeah.
all females should think about TIG welding. That should be their main goal from 5 years old to 85. Get into TIG welding because we're already sharp with our hands.
But the greatest
you know?
thing about any kind of welding is it's like anybody can do it. You're not you're like you don't necessarily have to be hoisting, crazy ways. So like no matter
Yeah, absolutely.
big, small, wherever you're
Right,
coming from,
right.
there's a place for everyone. And I got kind of frustrated. Jay Leno had somebody on one of his shows, and they were talking about how like girls make better welders because of their eyes and their hands, and it's
Well,
like
I just said for TIG welding. I didn't say overall.
well, it's just like in general,
Yeah.
like that's to me that's
Yeah.
like kind of a backhanded compliment. Like no, they're just good. They're just good welders. They don't care about being clean or being, it's
You're
good.
Man,
Sometimes, but I
no,
don't
we're
like
just
getting dirty.
kind of just
so-
better. Like, we're kind of just better
Just
at.
better? Okay, I guess.
It's just, because we just do
Cliche.
so
Yeah.
much. Like we wash clothes, we fold things, we do things that you guys just kind of do on the regular.
I changed
that
a lot of diapers
we're-
when I was a kid. So
Okay, that's super dope.
That's
That's
probably
what
why I
probably
can say
make you a great welder. You know what
If
I'm
your
saying? Like,
if your next
that's-
stance is going to be males defending their laundry ability, I
I
might
love
have
that.
to get up
It's
and walk
horrible.
out
No,
of
love
here.
I'm not
that,
good.
though,
I'm
because
not
that's
good.
where I was going. You know
Yeah,
what
I'm
I'm
not
saying?
good.
Like,
I've lived with
but
enough
yeah.
guys. Dude.
Yeah, so
yeah.
a little bit more tedious. We kind of look at things a little bit
we're
sharper.
a couple we're a
Yeah.
couple evolutions just from living in caves, man. Like, yeah, ain't nothing right about living with a bunch of guys.
Yeah, man.
That's
yeah.
correct.
And this thing has hit a wall at about 70 miles an hour.
Shout out to all the guys, though. Like you are great welders. Like,
All right. Thank you for Patrice for joining us.
Yeah,
I think I'm
absolutely.
rattled now.
yeah, like we're here. Like this is gonna be a dope day. Just walking around.
It's
Yeah.
such
Some
a such a great
merch.
show to take in.
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
lot, but it's
definitely.
awesome.
Definitely shopping. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Heck yeah.
That's what I'm excited about.
I was gonna
you know
say
what
you're
I'm
gonna
saying?
need
A couple
something more than the
hoodies.
overhead
Yeah.
compartment to bring
Yeah.
back what you're bringing back.
For sure. But yeah, it was dope being
All
here.
right.
Yeah. Sure.
Thanks so much, Josh.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Patrice, where can they find you?
Hey, man, you can find me on the gram, all social medias, weldjointed.com. I actually just started a foundation called PIF, Patrice's International Fire Foundation, getting people into welding and now, having the funding to actually put them through school. So that's what we're doing. So, yeah, you can find me everywhere.
Right on.
Straight up. Yeah.
Good
We'll
deal.
spread the word.
Straight up. Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you have any comments, questions, complaints, send them to Josh podcast at fmamfg.org.
Right.
All right. Thanks a lot and good day.
The Fabricator Podcast is a production of Fabricators and Manufacturers Association, located in Elgin, Illinois. The show is hosted by Dan Davis and the staff of FMA Communications. The podcast is produced by Gareth Slager and recorded and edited with the help of Brandon Geyer. Sales support provided by Andy Flando. Additional production support by Elizabeth Gavin, Dana Weicker, Mary Diamond, Mike Owens, and me, Sarah Spring. Thank you for listening.